and that is you. Tell me, what are you bringing to this young team?
A little bit of leadership, but at the same time, they already had a core. So just trying to add and get in where I fit in. I'm just so blessed and grateful that I got to,
What's up, World Hoop fam? Get ready for a story so rich with irony, so dripping with drama, it could be a primetime soap opera. But trust me, this is all real-life WNBA action. Picture this. A seasoned veteran, a two-time champion, decides she's too good for her current team and makes a dramatic mid-season exit.
We just got to carry it over the playoffs. We might do it again.
Hey, no. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Fast forward a few weeks, and that very team, the one she abandoned, is now riding a wave of unprecedented hype, becoming a championship contender and on the verge of signing one of the most elite players on the planet. And to top it all off, that elite player is reportedly eager to team up with the league's biggest phenom, Caitlin Clark. We're talking about DeWanna Bonner's shocking departure from the Indiana Fever and the absolutely mind-blowing possibility of Finals MVP Emma Meesseman joining forces with Caitlin Clark. This isn't just news, it's a karmic whirlwind.
NBA history, what does that mean to you? I'm just blessed to be in the league this long, blessed to get that accomplishment tonight in front of a sold-out crowd with my teammates and the dub. I can't ask for a better day.
And DeWanna Bonner is right in the eye of a storm. The unceremonious exit. DeWanna Bonner's sudden departure from the Indiana Fever. Let's set the stage, shall we? DeWanna Bonner, a name synonymous with WNBA success. A two-time champion, a six-time All-Star, and a player with a wealth of experience. She signed with the Indiana Fever, a young team with immense potential, particularly with the arrival of the league's new face. The expectation was that Bonner would bring veteran leadership, a steadying presence, and championship DNA to a burgeoning squad. But things, as they often do in sports, took an unexpected turn. After playing just 9 games, where she was even removed from the starting lineup, Bonner was reportedly unhappy with her fit in Indiana. Instead of working through it, instead of seeking a trade through proper channels, Bonner simply quit. Mid-season, like she was walking out on a bad job. There was no formal trade request, no quiet conversation with management. Just an abrupt departure due to personal reason, which, as we now know, was a polite way of saying she wanted out. This move sent ripples through the league. In the close-knit world of the WNBA, character and commitment are paramount. Quitting on your team, especially mid-season, is a red flag. It tells other franchises that you might bail when the going gets tough or if things don't go exactly your way. Bonner thought she was making a bold statement, but the message received by the rest of the league was far from flattering. The Fever, for their part, announced her waiver, unable to find a trade partner for the disgruntled veteran. This left them with an open roster spot and a public relations challenge, but little did anyone know, this exit might just be the best thing that ever happened to the franchise. The Caitlin Clark effect, transforming the Indiana Fever into a destination. While Bonner was exiting stage left, a revolution was underway in Indianapolis. The arrival of Caitlin Clark, the transcendent talent from Iowa, has ignited the WNBA like never before. Her impact extends far beyond her incredible highlights and scoring prowess. Clark has single-handedly elevated the entire Indiana Fever franchise to unprecedented levels of popularity and relevance. Think about it, record-breaking viewership numbers, sold-out arenas across the country, a massive surge in merchandise sales, and an undeniable buzz around every single Fever game. Clark is making the WNBA cool, mainstream, and incredibly exciting.
And I think the ultimate compliment to any player is that, they never give you a reason to take them off the floor. And that's Lexi. She's always working her tail off.
She's a phenomenon, and her gravity is pulling the entire league forward. This Caitlin Clark effect has transformed the Indiana Fever from a rebuilding project into a legitimate, desirable destination for top-tier talent. Players want to be part of this movement. They want to play with Clark, to be on a team that's constantly in the national spotlight, and to contribute to what is rapidly becoming one of the most talked about teams in sports. The franchise's stock has risen astronomically, and it's attracting attention from the biggest names in women's basketball. Emma Meesseman considers WNBA comeback. And this is where our story takes its most dramatic turn. Enter Emma Meesseman. If you don't know the name, you should. She's not just a talented player. She's a certified bona fide superstar. a former WNBA Finals MVP, a consistent force in international play, and fresh off yet another dominant Eurobasket performance where she led her team to glory and earned back-to-back MVP honors. Meesseman is the epitome of the modern big. Can score inside, stretch the floor with her shooting, handle the ball, pass with precision, and play elite defense across multiple positions. She makes everyone around her better, a true force multiplier. For the past couple of years, Meesseman has prioritized her international commitments, partly due to the WNBA's prioritization rule. But now the whispers are getting louder, turning into full-blown roars. Emma Meesseman is seriously considering a return to the WNBA. And the buzz, confirmed by multiple sources, including Annie Costabile of Front Office Sports, is that the Indiana Fever are at the top of her list of potential landing spots. The ironic twist, karma's unfolding masterpiece. Here's where the karmic boomerang swings back with a vengeance, right into DeWanna Bonner's lap. While Bonner is reportedly struggling to find a new team, with multiple sources indicating a lack of widespread interest following her mid-season departure from the Fever, Emma Meesseman is being courted by half the league. Contenders like the Minnesota Lynx, New York Liberty, and even Bonner's preferred destination, the Phoenix Mercury, are all reportedly vying for Meesseman's services. But the most tantalizing prospect for Meesseman? The Indiana Fever, the very team Bonner walked out on. The team that's now building something truly special around Caitlin Clark and looking like a legitimate championship contender. The irony is so thick you could spread it on toast. Bonner quit because she felt the fit didn't work out, and now the Fever are positioned to potentially sign a player who is objectively better, more versatile, and most importantly wants to be part of the Fever's exciting future. It's almost as if Bonner cleared a roster spot for someone infinitely more impactful, a player who embodies professionalism and a team-first attitude. The game-changing impact, what Meesseman means for Indiana. Let's break down the sheer impact Emma Meesseman would have on the Indiana Fever, because it's monumental. Elevated defensive firepower. The Fever would gain a legitimate post presence who can score in a variety of ways, alleviating pressure on Clark to be the sole offensive engine. Meesseman's ability to operate in the paint, combined with her perimeter shooting, creates a pick-your-poison scenario for opposing defenses. From the opening tip, you could feel it, a palpable shift in the air. The Indiana Fever, counted out, dismissed, and seemingly destined for failure, decided to write their own story. This wasn't the struggling team from recent weeks. They came out firing on all cylinders, playing with an intensity and purpose that screamed, "We're here to win one for our injured superstar." Kelsey Mitchell stepped into the spotlight and absolutely took over when it mattered most. She drove to the basket with ferocity, displaying her offensive brilliance from the first quarter. Mitchell worked tirelessly to get open beyond the arc, draining shots with an incredible 41% accuracy from three-point range. Her lightning-quick release became a weapon the Lynx simply couldn't contain. She wasn't forcing anything. She was playing her game at the highest level, cool, calm, and collected. And then Aaliyah Boston. Finally, she got the ball in her spots and dominated like everyone knew she could. She finished with a monstrous double-double, 12 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. Boston went toe-to-toe with all-star Nafisa Collier and more than held her own. After the game, a confident Boston declared, "Everyone is important. I think everyone really played their role. We really handled that fourth quarter." The confidence was radiating off her. But the true revelation, the MVP performance that changed the entire game, came from Natasha Howard. Howard earned Commissioner's Cup MVP honors with an astounding 16 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. She was a force on both ends, consistently finding cutting teammates like Ari McDonald for easy buckets and showcasing ice in her veins by going 8 for 8 from the free throw line. As a former Defensive Player of the Year, Howard's defensive intensity was suffocating. She guarded Nafisa Collier tirelessly, limiting her to tough shots and forcing 5 crucial turnovers. When she picked off a pass and raced down the court for an uncontested layup, the Target Center, once roaring, fell eerily silent. That moment was pure poetry. The bench provided crucial sparks too. Sophie Cunningham brought the fire, delivering 13 points and 7 rebounds, including 3 clutch three-pointers that helped the Fever rally from an early deficit. New signing Arella Corrine Ari McDonald made an immediate impact, contributing 12 points and providing exactly the jolt the team needed. And Lexi Hull stepped up with huge contributions, proving she belongs on this stage. It was a joint effort, a symphony of teamwork. The ball movement was crisp, the defense suffocating. They held the dominant Minnesota Lynx to just 39 points over the final 3 quarters and a paltry 34.9% shooting for the game. When the Lynx tried to claw back in the fourth quarter, cutting the lead to 7 and forcing a timeout, the Fever responded instantly with back-to-back baskets from Boston and another from McDonald. They slammed the door shut, refusing to allow Minnesota even a glimmer of hope. The final score, 74-59. The underdogs, the team everyone had written off, had done the impossible. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. It was a declaration that heart and determination can conquer any obstacle, any injury, any desertion. And then Caitlin Clark delivered the perfect post-game mic drop. Despite being sidelined, Clark was a constant, visible, and vocal presence throughout the final. She cheered, offered advice, and was fully engaged, proving her dedication to the team. The WNBA social media account captured her focused demeanor, showing her commitment even when unable to play. Everyone was waiting to hear what she'd say about this incredible upset. The anticipation built as cameras followed the team into the locker room for their raucous celebration. And then, pure gold. Amidst the chaos, the confetti, and the pure euphoria, Clark, with a sly grin, held up the Commissioner's Cup trophy like a celebratory chalice and declared, "Guys, I just know everybody in the league is sick. Everybody in the league is sick." Those 6 words cut straight to the heart of everything. Clark, with her signature blend of confidence and candor, perfectly articulated what many had whispered but few dared to say aloud. The simmering jealousy problem within the WNBA. All season, the narrative had been building, the perceived resentment from some quarters towards Clark, and the unprecedented attention she brings. With those 6 words, she called it out directly, playfully, but undeniably. The locker room exploded with even more energy. Clark was captured playfully calling out teammates, including rookie Michaela Timpson, to join the festivities. This light-hearted moment reinforced her role as a supportive and engaged leader, even in injury.